Hello and welcome to iGCSE Success. And if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm an English teacher and I post content here on YouTube to prepare students for their Cambridge First Language English exam. Firstly, hello. I know it's been a long time since you've seen these very inviting white walls. And since I've sat down and done a proper video really, I have been super busy. I am presently preparing my Year 11s for their exams and my Year 13 exams, and life just gets in the way sometimes. However, I'm here and I'm doing a video today on article writing. A question that I often get on my channel about any of the text types is, how do I write this? How do I write that? What's the format of a letter? What's the format of a journal? I'm confused. You get the picture. And yes, whilst there can be a typical format per se, the style will vary greatly depending on the question. That's why it's quite difficult to, I guess, give a straight answer. For example, for question 3, if you are asked to write an almost how-to article versus a more personal article where you have to show a character's voice, personality, etc., the style is going to be very different. However, for me personally, when I'm marking question 3s, I really like to see an effective use of voice. And of course, voice is created through the vocabulary, sentence structures, the stylistic choices you choose to use. And I guess whatever the purpose or audience, you want your writing to be engaging. You don't want it to be this sort of lackluster, boring thing, which I guess sends the reader to sleep. So what I've done, I've written a model, an article, an opinion piece looking at TikTok. And I have to admit, it is a guilty pleasure. Roll the clip. Sorry, as I read the model, just pay attention to how I've created, I guess, at least for me anyway, a humorous voice, and we will discuss what is successful about it at the end of the video. By the way, before I start reading, the reason why I have moved myself is that I'm going to try and put the article here. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. TikTok, the app that brought us all together. In 2020, the world plunged into darkness. Toilet rolls flew off every supermarket shelf, and the C word became a part of our everyday vernacular. Lockdowns became the new norm, and life was turned upside down. And what helped lift our spirits? TikTok. The Marmite of social media and my own guilty pleasure. Love it or loathe it, TikTok has somehow done the unimaginable during these testing times. It's made us laugh, it's made us cry, and it's most certainly had us all cringing a lot. But what exactly draws millions of users of all ages to this cultural phenomenon? And is TikTok here to stay? Read on to find out more. What is TikTok? Formerly Musical.ly, TikTok got its brand spanking new facelift in 2016. With now over 800 million users worldwide, it's become one of the most popular social media apps to date. The premise is simple. Users can create, share, and discover new music. TikTok allows its users to be who they want to be. And if that means dusting off that old blonde wig you've had stashed away for years, do it. Of course, masquerading as Britney Spears is not everyone's cup of tea. That's why people use the social media giant to bust a few moves. Yes, I'll hold my hand up and admit I'm guilty. So what is the appeal of TikTok? Well, one click of a button and you can be catapulted straight down a rabbit hole of weirdness. And everyone loves weird, right? You've seen the videos, you know, people badly lip syncing to the sultry tones of Ariana Grande, grandmas desperately trying to follow some complicated dance routine, whilst their granddaughters make it look effortless. People reenacting their favourite movie scenes. I hope that's not just me. Oh, and there's the cat videos, because everyone loves cat videos. And not to mention the slew of daily challenge videos. After all, what's better than seeing some little twerp eat a tablespoon of cinnamon? Oh, I'm not joking. Everyone loves a bit of Schadenfreude, right? Needless to say, there really is something for everyone. So is TikTok here to stay? It's hard to say. Social media apps come and go. Snap, what? An app's shelf life can be a precarious thing. But there's something terribly alluring about TikTok, something which pulls you in, even if you don't want to be pulled in. And the best thing, you don't feel a smidge of guilt for having spent hours scrolling through some of the wonderful oddities the Chinese app has to offer. For an app to continue to grow so rapidly is not so unusual. Whether it has longevity, who knows? I just hope I can continue to search #cat challenges for many years to come. So now let's dissect what makes this particular article a successful one. So I'm not going to read the whole article again, but if you just look at the top, I've just created a little key. So anything highlighted, which is yellow, that's vocabulary, blue is sentence structures, green voice and style, and grey persuasive and stylistic devices. Of course, I've not highlighted everything. There are conscious choices which I have made throughout, but I just want to go through a few of them. So of course your opening is really, really important. And if you've watched my other videos, I refer to it as hooking the audience in. It's really important that you grab their attention straight away. And I've tried to achieve this with quite a dramatic opening. In 2020, the world plunged into darkness. Much of the world is still in this sort of metaphorical darkness. So it's certainly something that we can all relate to. Of course, we've got the catchy title as well, TikTok, the app that brought us all together. And in terms of presentational features, in terms of what it looks like on paper, with an article, you certainly would be given credit for, a appropriate title, a catchy title, and subheadings if that is appropriate for your article. So I always say to my students, just use rhetorical questions. So I've used, what is TikTok? So what is the appeal of TikTok? And lastly, is TikTok here to stay? And it just means that it divides the information up nicely for your readers. Of course, everything in yellow, there are more, of course, but these are, if I was marking this piece, I certainly would give these phrases or these words a big tick for conscious and effective or precise vocabulary choices used for effect. Of course, we've got vernacular, brand spanking new facelift, masquerading are just some of them. Throughout the whole piece, I've also tried to achieve this very sort of personal, anecdotal style. Informal, yes, depending on what the task is. Do not be afraid to, break conventions. You might notice, God forbid, a few sentence fragments. That's okay, as long as it's in keeping with your style and purpose. Of course, if you were asked to write a more formal piece, sentence fragments and things such as fillers would be a big no-no. So let's just go through a few things I've highlighted in green. So this, again, if I was marking this, I would award ticks for sort of voice and style. I've used sort of fillers such as right. I think I've used somewhere. So it's very much a kind of chatty, informal piece, and that's okay because that is what I am trying to achieve. Just to highlight a few things, we've got the Marmite of social media. We've got that metaphor there. It's most certainly had us all cringing. I'm sure that's something we can all relate to. I cringe to a lot of TikTok videos that I watch, but that's part of the reason why we love it, right? Britney Spears is not everyone's cup of tea, so think about, particularly if you are doing a humorous piece, what idioms can you use to create voice? I've even said, yes, I'll hold my hand up and admit I'm guilty. That is very true, by the way, guys. Things like you can be catapulted straight down a rabbit hole of weirdness, and everyone loves weird, right? Again, this kind of really chatty, friendly style. Looking at things in
in blue. Okay, so blue is, these are just some of the effective sentence structures I've used. So of course we've got short sentences, we've got a lot, it's hard to say, with now over 800 million users worldwide, comma, because it is a complex sentence, i.e. the dependent clause is separated from the independent clause. You want to use a range of sentence structures. And sentences are really, really important because they help engage your reader. You do not want to use lots and lots of simple sentences. Variety is key. And lastly, even though this is, I guess, a personal piece, an informative piece to a degree, I have used Persuasive or Stylistic devices. Please do watch my video. My students use the acronym A Ripe Forest. Some which I have used repetition. It's made us laugh. It's made us cry. There's lots of opinions, lots of facts, 800 million users worldwide. People badly lip syncing to the sultry tones of Ariana Grande. That's not part of A Ripe Forest, but it's humor, I guess, and that is certainly something you should consider doing if you want to engage your reader. And of course, there are lots of rhetorical questions throughout to build and strengthen that relationship with your reader. So there you have it, guys. I hope it's been useful, me highlighting where I would award marks and just annotating it like this. Please do let me know in the comments if you found this useful, and I will do videos of a similar nature for the other text types. I just want to say as well, and I know I've said this many, many times before, question 3, you cannot successfully, and I stress successfully, you cannot successfully do or attempt to question 3 if you do not know how to write an article, if you do not know how to write a newspaper report. So I always advise my student, or certainly when they are starting the IG course, we practice newspaper writing, we practice article writing, we practice letter writing away from an IG paper.
And that's all for today, guys. If you've liked today's video, be sure to leave some feedback in the comments below, and I will see you again very soon. Until next time, bye.